On the Medical Watch this afternoon, NFL great Brett Favre revealing today he has Parkinson's disease. The 54-year-old Hall of Fame quarterback said he's still able to do a lot of what he enjoys, but he's also noticing some changes.
Dr. Deborah Hall is a neurologist and professor at Rush University Medical Center. She's joining us now live to talk a little bit more about Parkinson's. First of all, nice to see you. Thank you for joining us.
Great. Thank you for having me.
All right. So I want to begin with what Brett Favre has said in the past. He says that he estimates that he's had probably thousands of concussions over the span of 20 years. Can you explain what research there is sort of linking concussions with Parkinson's?
Right. So most of the research in this area is looking back at football players and trying to understand if those that are presenting with Parkinson's disease had a history of playing in the past, what the length of time they played football, and what level of football they played. You can't really do a study where you give people concussions and then see if they develop Parkinson's disease. So we have to learn whether there's an association by going back in time once someone is diagnosed.
And so what does the research say? Are people who played football more prone to Parkinson's?
So the research does tell us that if an individual plays football, they have a higher risk of developing Parkinson's disease or Parkinson's-like symptoms. And it appears that this risk goes up the longer somebody has played football and the higher the level they played. So for example, if somebody is a pro football player, their risk of developing Parkinson's disease is higher than someone who played only at the high school level.
Okay. I want you to talk about treatments. Obviously, there is no cure, but treatments have come pretty far along here these days. So I want you to talk about what can be done. Can it be managed in some way?
Right. So in the clinic, we first make the diagnosis of Parkinson's disease, and then we have discussions with the patient about what their goals are. And there are many symptoms of Parkinson's disease that we can treat with various medications. So for example, if the patient has tremor, we have a whole host of tremor medicines that we can use. If the patient is having problems with balance or walking, we might think about physical therapy. So it's really dependent on the patient, and we try to put all of those treatments and therapies together to improve quality of life. If folks are working, we like to try to help them continue working as long as they would like to. And then obviously we want to maximize all of those activities that people do in their spare time. So if they like to exercise or play sports, we like to try to treat them so that they can do those things that they want to do.
Is there a general rule from Brett Favre's current condition, which, speaking well, functioning well, but noticing some symptoms to the point that it gets to be where it's really impacting your daily life and your ability to function and your independence?
Right. So the disease is very different in every patient. So patients, the disease will progress at different rates. Some patients will remain stable for many years before they worsen, and other patients have a little bit faster course. So it is very difficult for us to tell in the clinic, especially at the time of diagnosis, what someone will look like in 5, 10, or 15 years. So what we do is we partner with the patient. We use all the medicines and therapies in our disposal to try to help that patient with their symptoms, and then we work together over time. Now, I will tell you there's a number of very exciting therapies that are available to patients who are in Chicago, things like deep brain stimulators and focused ultrasound for tremor, that we can use as patients are having less benefit from the medications. And so fortunately, if people are in the Chicago area, some of those things are available to them.
They have some resources. Okay, Dr. Deborah Hall, we appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us.
Great. Thank you.
Chicago police are looking for